Final words? There's a jellyfish? There's a jellyfish crawling up out of the sea after us. I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty. I feel pretty and...
Yeah, no, I as a friend of Bill and a fan of the show, what always struck me seeing their live performances was how much energy they brought. It was almost like a rock concert. So, as you'd mentioned, I wanted to be invisible. I wanted the process to be invisible. I just wanted to set up the cameras in a way that the performers weren't distracted and that we were able to truly capture that emotion and energy that came through in the live show. And I'm very proud that I think we faithfully captured what it felt like to see the New World show, which was anything unlike anything I had seen before.
The earth never tires. The earth is rude, silent, incomprehensible at first.
I'm extremely proud. I mean, Cannes is the gold standard of film festivals, and I think it's great. This film is meant to be seen with an audience. It's very immersive, and I'm very happy that when you watch it, it feels as though you're back at the show in Athens. So to be able to premiere it here at Cannes with a full house is a dream come true.
Allons, whoever you are, come travel with me. Traveling with me, you find what never tires.
Well, I mean, I can't speak to performing on the stage, but I think the program that Jan and Bill created is very timeless. The material that they chose spoke to the time in which they performed it, and I think even now coming out of the pandemic, there's a lot of material that just seems very timely. And so to perform the show or to capture the performance in a timeless venue such as the Odeon and the Acropolis, it just felt like a very natural fit. So I'm happy that we were able to do it, and these lovely folks agreed to film the show. But to me, it just there was probably no better venue to film the New World show than in Athens.
Jan made the show, and when we brought the show to Athens and we performed it in that ancient theater, the sounds of the wild animals, the feral animals, echoing the words we were saying, just put us back in time. It took us back thousands of years. And when you stood at the stage and you saw the temple above all lit at night, you thought, I'm either the luckiest guy or girl in the world, or I'm not even here. I've been transported. And that's how it felt. That's how the music felt that night. I never felt nervous doing the show, except in Athens. I never really made any mistakes. But in Athens, I would go, I don't think people noticed it, but I noticed it. And I thought, what's happening here? And then I think I was being held up to some ancient standard, which I felt a little short of.
Well, one behind the scenes, I remember, well, not so behind the scenes, but I remember entering the Herodes and grabbing, Mira and I were at Bill's side, and we grabbed each other's hands like our life depended. I think I almost crossed your hand. You almost crossed. I was like, we can do this. We have done this a lot. It was the end of our European tour, and yes, the energy that just like boom, it was like an explosion, and you're like, okay, I can do this. I can play the piano, So it was, I don't know how else to explain, at least energy-wise.
I mean, I'll just jump in.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a Van Morrison number they performed called "When Will I Ever Learn to Live in God," and that was the one I was most excited to see them perform in Athens, because again, it's this grandiose cinematic setting, and I'm very proud. I mean, like I said, we kind of captured the energy, and they definitely did not disappoint. But it was the proper venue for a performance like that.
Very briefly, for me, of course, of all what they said, I shared the same feeling. Of course, I also felt the special spirit that we were able to share with all, whether the thousands of years old or current living people in the audience. That was such a great privilege. So we had so much fun.
Well, for me, it was really the moment before we flew overnight from Edinburgh, and Bill and I walked the theater, which was a kind of a routine we did in almost every hall. We would walk the whole theater just to get a feeling. And when we walked up, I will never forget that moment. We stood on top of the theaters looking over all Athens and realizing suddenly, okay, this is going to be special no matter what. And we have to live up to it. And I like that the most in my profession, to live up to something.
I swear to you, there are divine things more beautiful than words can tell.